Come on. Battery really doesn't want to be. The motor's really working right now. Come on. There we go. A little bit smoother. Okay. Let me get your sign, guys. So the gimbal's still having a bit of trouble here trying to... Hello, welcome to the chat. So I know that the motors are making a bit of noise here. I'm trying to avoid it, but really the only way I can do that is try and balance it correctly, and it's just not trying to balance for me. Come on, turn off. Okay. Woo! Don't fall over. Sorry, it's being really a real pain. Okay. Absolutely happy to be of service. I love coming out to these events and live streaming them. This is a small little protest for Breonna Taylor and against the SCOTUS pick. We're not yet fully started. Well, I tried fixing it. I thought it was working, and then I went live streaming and I was moving around and it was still giving some trouble. No, the whole thing is that the gimbal has trouble with the balancing. Even if I try and balance it exactly perfectly, sometimes the motors still have to work for some reason. So So we have some people out to protest here. It's a small event. This is a small town. Hello. It automatically does that. Come on. Yeah, I don't know what it is. The gimbal's just not liking it today. Okay. They're going to be trying to move the banner here, or trying to tighten it maybe. It just doesn't want to balance today.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Surprised gimbals like these haven't gotten to the point where you can actually calibrate them.
Yeah, I think some of them you can. Like, there is software that I can get for this, and
The DJI Osprey, which is like the gimbal.
yeah. Which brand is that one?
This is Zymoon, I think.
What's that?
It's called Zymoon, I think. $100 that's the best we don't get. Battery
Yeah.
looks crazy. The battery on this thing is what surprised me the most so far. I haven't charged this since the big march up in Philly when we went past the courthouse. And it's still fucking along.
Oh, nice. This thing, it's not designed to do that. This gimbal will go for 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that. So I'll be live streaming from beginning to end of an event, and if I don't charge it again for the next event, I'll likely die out.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that shocked me the most about this.
This does tout the ability to charge the device you're.
Mine has it too. I
Running?
just haven't gotten a long enough USB-C cable.
Yeah, well, this actually, it has a cable port here, and it touts like compatibility with like a Sony camera and stuff. But if I put the cable on, I have to shift the phone out more.
Okay.
So I had to have the weight
So that way you can
distributed
get it in your
properly. And the cable is a little awkward, and it wasn't allowing me to charge both the gimbal and the phone at the same time, like a pass-through or anything like that. So it was just like, I don't even care. Like,
What I'm half tempted to do, since that has the USB port on the back, there's on Amazon, I hate to say that, but they got like these really tiny, flexible, self-stick charge cables
Yeah.
or coils. So that way I can wireless charge. I'm thinking about sticking that on the back of the mount itself.
yeah.
See if I can wirelessly charge on.
It would be great, and all in one. It would be super expensive,
Yeah.
but having wireless charging, having built-in functionality for its own battery, high volume, with like attachments for microphones to the sides and stuff like that.
What
And
I
a
really
lot of
like-
them, a lot of them have diverged because some of them are like, oh, this is only phone, and they keep it really compact and simple.
Yeah.
And then there's like the big, huge ones that are high volume. And this one, it's like a bit of a more of a niche because it's like it's specifically multi-function.
Yep.
So there's different mounts for being able to put other stuff on it.
Which is pretty freaking nice.
Yeah. I don't think that the trade-off was as much worth it. My thought process at the time was like I wanted to invest in a GoPro later down the road.
Yeah.
So I think the Hero 7 Black is the first one that you can live stream with.
Yep.
At like 720p, which is where I'm at right now with live streaming from the phone. So if I can get that, which is like $200-300 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, depends on when you can get sales and stuff. But getting that, putting it on here, maybe plugging it in so that it's charging. But I don't think GoPros have bad battery life.
GoPros
like
have
that. They're great.
Have you guys seen the, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Have you seen the event we're planning on the October 11th? Have you seen it online at all
Maybe?
yet?
I'm not sure.
That's okay. We're doing a Community for Change rally day. So we're going to do a car parade. We're going to start at the train station and do like a pep rally and people decorate their cars. And then we're going to drive. And there's going to be a rally at Norristown, Eagleville, Conshohocken, and King of Prussia. And basically we'll drive through the rally stop, get out for half an hour, and then go to the next one. And we're trying to get as many community organizations to sign on as co-sponsors as possible.
Yeah, okay.
So we're getting the list of as many as we can to join up. So it's going to be like a whole big day. So
When is that?
October 11th, the day before Indigenous People Day.
Is that on a Facebook event yet?
Yes.
Okay. Is it on Philly Protest?
Not
website?
yet, because I was waiting to get our times nailed down before I sent it to him.
Okay.
So, which I'm gonna on Wednesday we'll have a meeting where we nail those down, and I will. I will
Right,
the locations, but yeah. And I don't know if you the way I'm also getting people to sponsor, so I don't know with your live streaming, like if you ever step out and like actually say you I'm getting many organizations and groups to sign on to say that they're.
Well, I have no problem being able to on Facebook groups associate, like be an official participant in the events as a hosting.
Yeah.
My page has not been engaged for that sort of thing.
Sure.
But I have no problem being able to participate.
Cool.
And 11th, is that
Sunday.
That's Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as it doesn't conflict with any other events, I have no problem being able to.
Okay. Cool. I have your page. I started following you, so I'll make sure I always send it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just waiting for the time for those stuff. But it should be good. We got a bunch of people. I just covered the Mount Pleasant today. That they're gonna sign on. So.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
One thing I would really love to see with these gimbals is, with like, have a system where I can flip out my batteries. That would be nice. 26650 or 18650.
Yeah, have like a pack of them and then swap them out real quick.
Is that what you're thinking? At an event and it starts to go down and just pop the new battery and call it a day.
Yeah, well, that's what I was kind of hoping to have with this, is that if I feel like it's going to be dying soon, I just pull out a wire, plug it in. It does have the ability to charge, but I don't think that the capacity for the charging speed is there. So the battery pack I have, it'll charge it, but I don't think it's going to do it quick. And then especially like the functionality definitely broke down.
Gotcha.
Between charging this and like trying to have compatibility with charging the phone and stuff. I wasn't really expecting it.
What phone are you using?
What's that?
What phone is that?
This is a OnePlus 7 Pro. Considering the live streaming and stuff, I wish I had tried to get a 5G. That was long before even actually.
I wasn't eligible for 5G yet because my service is through Xfinity.
Yeah.
So they hadn't. Last year in January, they hadn't gotten 5G yet. Now, when my upgrade comes up this year and I go to the Note 20 Plus, I'll have the 5G.
Xfinity, is that associated with is it Comcast? Who do they go through?
Verizon.
Oh, okay. Okay. Verizon, I've heard that they've had limited deployment.
In our area, they've had a lot of deployment of 5G.
Yeah.
But like, if I were to try, like, if Rage Media starts to get a lot of subscribers and I start getting Patreon and all that stuff, if I were to go out to, like, say I wanted to go to Portland and cover shit, they got no 5G out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm with T-Mobile, and they've been aggressively trying to get what they consider 5G out. I don't know if it's like the fake 5G so much, because I know that there's different versions.
Yep.
And they like to claim that 4G LTE plus whatever is supposed to be 5G.
Yep.
But this phone is not compatible with 5G at all. And when I upgrade, I do want to try and get something like a Galaxy Note.
Yep.
Not a Plus or anything like that. I want it to be able to still be small enough. But a Note or something along the Samsung 5G range.
Yeah, I can't complain about the Note with the cameras that are on it. They're freaking solid.
Yeah. And this does have great cameras.
Like, if I wanted to really suck up my SD card, I could record in 4K. But
No, actually, what I found is that they like to play the proprietary charging game, and OnePlus is kind of on the more niche side of the branding.
Yep.
So you have to find batteries that are supporting their fast charge.
Yep.
So, and then this has warp charging, and then it has like fast charging, but it's separate from any of the other fast charging solutions.
Yep.
And the warp charging is actually really fast, but at the same time, I had to specifically buy a branded battery that said it supported the slower version of the charging.
If I wanted to charge that off of a wire, like a portable battery, I have to get Samsung's specific brand one.
I don't like that they're carving out their own little charging sections, but Samsung and a few other brands are going to be a little bit more commonplace, and different like those brands that do support that sort of stuff is going to be more prevalent. So that's also something I have to take into consideration in the future. I didn't even realize that at the time.
See, I don't, you know, on one aspect it sucks, but on the other aspect I don't mind it, because if I plug that into the wall with the Samsung charger, an hour I have a full charge. So
Right. So this one, it'll go from like 1% to 20% or 1% to like 50% within like 20 minutes or something like that. Yeah, so that's the warp charging. It has a section that it charges really fast up to that point. And then outside of that, charging up to 100% is probably within that hour too.
all right, guys.
What I realize at this point in time
do so. And it starts right here at this ground level in the street. This is where it starts. And goes back to continuing looking for and electing and voting. Who is registered to vote? Yeah.
Woo!
You all better be registered to vote. I know you are. Preaching to the choir. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
Whose street?
Our streets!
Whose street?
Our streets!
Whose street?
Our streets!
Whose street?
Our streets!
When I say we got the power, we said the power of the people. We got the power.
Power of the people!
We got the power.
Power of the people!
We got the power.
Power of the people!
Say her name. Say her name.
Breonna Taylor!
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor!
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor!
Back up, we want our freedom, freedom.
Back up, we want our freedom, freedom.
All these racist systems, we don't need them.
All these racist systems, we don't need them,
Back up, we want our freedom, freedom.
Back up, we want our freedom!
All these racist systems, we don't need them.
All these racist systems, we don't need them! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! When black lives are under attack, what do we do? When black lives are under attack, what do we do? When black lives are under attack, what do we do? When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
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 Say your name.
Breonna Taylor!
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 Say his name.
George Floyd!
Say his name.
George Floyd!
Say his name.
George Floyd!
Say his name.
George Floyd! How many names? Too many names! How many names? Too many names! How many names? How many names?
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough!
Enough is enough.
I know that the gimbal's been making noise. When I head over to the other side to capture what they're saying. So just bear with the noise for a second here.
That's my fear. What I want to do is I want to bring the community together. I want to bring together the people that are doing work, the people that are out there lobbying inside this courthouse, the people on the streets, the people in organizations like the NAACP that have been doing the work for years, and the new grassroots organizations that have sprung up this summer of people that are, like I said before, actually empowered to finally feel like we have a voice and that we can do something. So we're planning an event on October 11th. It's the day before what used to be called Columbus Day, which we're going to call Indigenous People Day. October 11th is a Sunday. We're having Black Lives Matter! That's right. So we're going to have a rally day and car parade in eastern Montgomery County. We're going to start with a pep rally in the back lot behind the Norristown Transportation Center, where the cars are going to gather. We're going separate the cars, and then we're going to move the rally stops around eastern Montgomery County, including Norristown here on Swede by the library. We're going to go to Eagleville, we're going to go to Conshohocken, and we're going to go to King of Prussia. Okay? So, I don't know, so unless everybody's like watching. So anyways, you can get in the parade and drive your car in between, or you can come out to any of those single rally stops to support. So it's on Facebook and Instagram, Community for Change. So that it is going to be a fun day, and the whole point is to rally together about the work that we need to do moving forward. So it's like pep rallying for the work ahead, because it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop with the election. We got to continue with it going forward.
What day of the week is that?
Monday.
So on July 4th, so it's time for this country to live up to its promise of equality, that the power of the government is in the people's hands. So I'm going to read a part of the Declaration of Independence, which we all know was written back in 1776. So we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles, organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Now, 244 years later, we find ourselves here in a country ran by a government that doesn't look out for our best interest. A country plagued with systematic racism, misogyny, homophobia, education, and economic inequality, which hurts us all. When the tide rises, we all do. Right there, clear as day, it states that the power should reside with the people to secure our safety and happiness. Are we happy under this government?
No! Hell no.
Do we feel safe under this government?
No!
Especially not black people. They have every right not to feel safe. All minorities. But we've seen the killings, the straight murder of George Floyd. We cannot forget that. And Breonna Taylor was in her home. And then the countless numbers of others that we've lost. And we've seen uprisings like this before. Eddie Gray. And we saw what they did out there. But what happened? It fizzled. Okay? And it was not so much a national movement like we are starting here. They say that there are more people on the streets this season than any other time in history. Even the civil rights movement. So also I'd like to bring up that there have been some changes, and that might be why some of our friends have stopped coming out. Norristown has decided that they are going to put up a mural for Black Lives Matter, which is great. It's great, but it's just a concession. That's all it is. And also, without protesting, the Mississippi flag would still be raised high. These Confederate racist statues would still be standing. And it's because in Upper Merion they had a town hall. None of that would have happened if we weren't out on the street. But the point is, we cannot be bamboozled by these concessions, by this incremental change. Now, all positive change is important, but we can't just walk away because they do a couple of things. Now, banning chokeholds, great. But the fact of the matter is, George Floyd was not killed by a chokehold. He was killed by a knee on his neck for almost 9 minutes. Now we really need to think about all of humanity in this situation. So let's take a knee for Breonna, for George Floyd. And I'd also like this knee to go to Ruth, because she was so instrumental in the changes that we have seen for women's rights, gay rights, and really equality across the board. And we need to remember her and all of her strength and her years of activism. We must remain on the streets in the name of humanity, in the name of America's democracy. So let's start getting everybody out here again. Who would like to come up and speak? No one? Don't be shy.
Doc's also an amazing artist, by the way.
So, woo! I've had to learn about the atrocities of this nation on my own, for the most part. And it's an unbroken history of using races against each other, of using the indigenous and the black and the white servants against each other to ignore the horrifying laws and violence created by the ruling class. And it needs to end because it hasn't yet. I would like to read a poem from Assata Shakur. She was a member of the Black Liberation Army. She was targeted by the FBI and COINTELPRO and framed for the death of a state trooper in New Jersey. It's called Affirmation. I believe in living. I believe in the spectrum of beta days and gamma people. I believe in sunshine, windmills and waterfalls, tricycles and rocking chairs. And I believe that seeds grow into sprouts, and sprouts grow into trees. I believe in the magic of the hands and the wisdom of the eyes. I believe in rain and tears and in the blood of infinity. I believe in life, and I've seen the death parade march through the torso of the earth, sculpting mud bodies in its path. I have seen the destruction of the daylight and seen bloodthirsty maggots prayed to and saluted. I have seen the kind become the blind, and the blind become the bind in one easy lesson. I have walked on cut glass. I have eaten crow and blunder bread, and breathed the stench of indifference. I have been locked by the lawless, handcuffed by the haters, gagged by the greedy. And if I know anything at all, it's that a wall is just a wall and nothing more at all. It can be broken down. I believe in living. I believe in birth. I believe in the sweet love and the fire of truth, and in the fire of truth. And I believe the lost ship, steered by tired, seasick sailors, can still be guided home to port.
Anyone else like to speak? Okay, I want to get a consensus of who thinks that it's a good idea or is up for a march just on the sidewalk, since there's not many of us, to the police station. Now, if there's not enough of us that care to go, that's fine. We can just hang out. I was just curious. I was thinking a march for Breonna would be nice, but I know that I didn't put that on the Facebook page.
I really want to do it.
Who wants to march? Well, anyone who chooses not to, and we'll see if any more staff will show up.
And nice to see you again.
Funny seeing you.
I guess let's go back to the street for a minute, and if you want to march, I'm going to go to
Yeah, the motor really doesn't like being on right now.
Anybody need water? Water?
There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna take the phone off the gimbal here because this is not working with me today. I might have to get a new one. Sorry about that. And I shall let's take this off here. Ooh, okay. Bear with me here. I gotta tighten this. That might be part of the problem here. It's really loose. Okay, and then I'll affix this to my stick here so that it's at least stable. Okay. And I just gotta put away the gimbal, so. The march is going to be a bit shaky, but that's what's necessary, so be it. Okay, hello.